Hello and welcome. My name is Lauren, and today I will be guiding you through a yoga practice to light that spark of determination and willpower, so you can fully commit and charge towards your goals without holding back. Let's begin. Close your eyes and take a few deep breaths, allowing yourself to relax and let go of any tension. Now visualize yourself standing at the edge of a vast open field. Feel the solid ground beneath your feet, grounding you and giving you a sense of stability. As you look out across the field, you see a towering mountain in the distance. This mountain represents your goals, dreams, and aspirations. With each breath, feel a sense of determination growing within you, propelling you forward toward that mountain. As you begin to walk towards the mountain, imagine each step you take is infused with determination and willpower. And with each step, feel yourself becoming stronger and more focused on reaching your destination. As you continue to walk, you may encounter obstacles along the way. These obstacles represent the challenges and setbacks you may face on your journey. But instead of being deterred by these obstacles, see them as opportunities to strengthen your resolve and overcome any barriers in your path. With each obstacle you overcome, feel a renewed sense of determination and willpower coursing through your veins. Know that you have the inner strength and resilience to overcome anything that stands in your way. As you finally reach the base of the mountain, take a moment to pause and reflect on how far you've come. Feel a sense of pride and accomplishment wash over you as you gaze up at the towering peak above. And with one final surge of determination, begin to climb the mountain, one step at a time. Visualize yourself reaching the summit, achieving your goals and fulfilling your dreams. As you reach the top of the mountain, take a moment to soak in the breathtaking view below, and feel a sense of gratitude for the journey you've been on and the strength you've discovered within yourself. Continue to breathe deeply, and when you're ready, open your eyes. Now let's begin in a comfortable seated position, crossing the legs. Lengthen through your spine, grounding down through your sit bones. And on an inhale, reach your arms overhead. Exhale, hinge at your hips and fold forward with a straight spine. Relax your forehead towards the ground, finding a gentle stretch in your hips and lower back. Breathe deeply, drawing your attention inward. Now let's return to an easy seated position, transitioning to a tabletop position, aligning your wrists under your shoulders and your knees under your hips. Inhale, arch your back, lifting your chest and tailbone towards the ceiling, cow pose. Exhale, round your spine, tucking your chin to your chest and drawing your belly button up towards your spine, cat pose. Now let's flow between cat and cow, syncing the movement with your breath for several rounds. Now we'll bring the knees out wide, bringing the toes to touch, sinking your hips back towards the heels. Extend your arms forward, rest your forehead on the mat, child's pose. Relax your entire body, surrendering any tension as you connect with your breath. Now bring yourself back to a tabletop position, and from here press into your hands and lift your hips up and back, coming into downward facing dog. Spread your fingers wide and ground down through your palms and heels. Engage your core and lengthen your spine, finding length from your fingertips to your tailbone. Now lift the left leg up and back. Step it forward between your hands, stacking the left knee over the left ankle. Lower your right knee to the mat, untucking your toes. Low lunge. Let's hang out here for a moment, feeling a deep stretch in the hips. Now walk your left foot to the outer edge of your mat for lizard pose. You can choose to stay here elevated, or for an extra stretch, lower your forearms to the ground or onto blocks, allowing the left knee to open a little bit to the side. Sink your hips towards the mat, feeling a deep stretch in your left hip and groin. Keep your breath steady as you settle into this stretch. Now let's bring that left foot back between the hands, returning to low lunge, and we'll pick up that back knee to a high lunge. From here, ground through the hands, send the hips up and back, downward facing dog. Now bring the right leg up and back and step the foot between your hands, lowering the left knee, uncurling the toes, low lunge. Walk the right foot to the outside of the mat, bringing both hands to the inside, sinking into the hips. Continue breathing in lizard pose. Again, option to lower to the forearms, opening up the right knee just a little bit for a deeper stretch. Continue to breathe deeply as you feel the hips opening up. Now let's bring that right foot back between the hands, curling the back toes, firing up that left quad, and lifting up into a high lunge. Plant the hands, bring the foot back, hips up into a downward facing dog. Step both feet to the top of your mat, hip width apart, and let's hang out here for a second, feeling that beautiful stretch through the hamstrings and opening up the back. Standing forward fold. Bend your knees, and on an inhale, lengthen your spine, reaching your arms up overhead. Now bring the right arm underneath the left arm, wrapping them around and bringing the palms to touch. Lift your elbows slightly and broaden across your upper back, feeling that wonderful stretch between your shoulder blades. Eagle arms. Maintaining these eagle arms, sit back into an imaginary chair, bending your knees and lowering your hips. Chair pose. Keep your chest lifted and core engaged as you sink deeper into the pose. Inhale, ground through the feet, power up the quads, lift the arms up overhead. Exhale, hinge at the hips, lowering down into a standing forward fold. Inhale, spine long, placing the hands on the ankles, shins, or quads, halfway lift. Exhale, standing forward fold. Inhale, plank. Aligning the shoulders over the wrists, engaging the core, keeping the body in a straight line. Shift the weight forward for chaturanga. Exhale, lower down halfway, keeping your elbows hugged into your side, keeping a 90-degree angle in the elbows. Lower to the belly, and on an inhale, press into your palms, lift your chest off the mat, rolling the shoulders back and down, cobra pose. And on an exhale, curl the toes and lift the hips up and back for a downward facing dog, finding length through the spine. Inhale, look forward, and on an exhale, step to the top of the mat into a standing forward fold. Inhale, bring the arms up overhead. Now this time, bring the left arm under the right arm, wrapping around and meeting the palms. Keep the elbows lifted, broadening across the upper back. And on an exhale, bring the weight to the heels, sinking the hips back into a chair pose, maintaining those eagle arms, keeping the chest open and the elbows lifted. And on an inhale, root through your feet to bring yourself back into standing. Release the arms, mountain pose. Ready? Let's flow. Inhale, reach the arms overhead. Exhale, standing forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, stepping back. Inhale, plank. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhaling up to cobra. Keep those elbows bent and tucked in. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, look forward. Exhale, standing forward fold. Inhale, lift the arms up overhead. And exhale, mountain pose. Let's go again. On an inhale, bring the arms up overhead. Exhale, standing forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, stepping back. Inhale, plank. Lowering to chaturanga on an exhale, hovering for a moment before coming all the way down to the belly. Inhale, cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, look forward. Exhale, standing forward fold. Inhale, bring the arms up overhead. Exhale, mountain pose. Take a moment to breathe and reflect on the journey so far. Inhale, lift the arms up overhead. Exhale, standing forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale to plank and bring the hips up and back, downward facing dog. Inhale, lift the left leg up and back, stepping it between your feet, turning the right foot 90 degrees to the back of the mat, bending into the left knee, stacking it directly over your ankle while keeping the right leg straight and strong, warrior 2. Extend your arms out to the sides, parallel to the ground, palms facing down. Ground down through all 4 corners of your feet. Now bring your right hand down to the right thigh, flip the left palm, reaching it up and over. Keep the front knee bent and feel a deep side stretch along the left side, lengthening from your fingertips down to your back heel. Peaceful warrior. Inhale, come back to warrior 2. Now place the left forearm on the left thigh, extending the right arm overhead, reaching towards the front of the room. Keep your chest open and hips open towards the side of the mat. Extended side angle. Engage your core to support the lower back and deepen the stretch in your side body. Inhale, return to warrior 2. Keep the left foot and leg where they are while turning the right foot out, bending into the knee, coming into goddess pose. Cross the right arm under the left, bending the elbows, wrapping the forearms together, and bringing palms to touch. Sink deeper into the squat, keeping your chest lifted and spine long. Feel the opening across your upper back and shoulders as you continue to breathe and sink lower. Release the arms, keep the right foot and leg where they are. Turn the left foot 90 degrees to the back of the mat, straightening the leg, palms out facing down, warrior 2 towards the back of the mat. Ground through the feet and sink deeper into the front thigh, ensuring the knee does not extend beyond the ankle. Feel grounded and powerful in this warrior stance. Bring the left hand to the left thigh, flip the right palm up, reaching it up and over, peaceful warrior. Engage the core, breathe deeply, and find a sense of ease and grace. Return to warrior 2. Bring the right forearm to the right thigh, reaching the left arm up and over, feeling that stretch on the left side body. Continue grounding through your feet, lifting up through the thighs and engaging the core. Inhale, warrior 2. Keep your left foot and leg where they are, straighten the right leg, turning the foot parallel with the other one. Wrap the left arm under the right this time, palms touching. Inhale, lengthen the spine, and on an exhale, hinge forward at your hips. Keeping the spine long as you fold forward, engaging the thighs and the core. Relax the head and neck, breathing deeply into the pose, feeling that stretch in the hamstrings. And feel that broadening through the upper back. Breathe deeply and allow gravity to take you deeper into the pose. On an inhale, bend your knees, ground through the feet, engaging your quads and core to bring you back up to standing. Release the arms. Turn that left foot towards the front of the mat, bending into the knee, palms out, facing down, warrior two. Exhale, cartwheel the arms down to frame the front foot and step it back into a plank. And exhale, downward facing dog. Stay here in downward dog or flow with me. Inhale, plank, coming forward. Exhale, chaturanga, hover for a moment. Continue to lower to the belly. Inhale, cobra. Keep the elbows tucked into the body. Exhale, hips up and back, downward facing dog. Now step to the top of your mat, keeping the feet hip width apart. Ground down through all four corners of your feet. Lift up, keeping the spine long, shoulders relaxed. And from this hip width stance, bend your knees and lower your hips towards the ground, garland pose. It's okay if your heels don't touch the ground, as mine don't. Just sink as low as you can, bringing the palms together at the heart center, pressing your elbows against your inner thighs. Keep your chest lifted, spine long, engage your core, breathe deeply. Enjoy this deep stretch for the hips. To come out, plant the hands, straighten the knees into a standing forward fold. Inhale, bend the knees, raise the arms up overhead. We'll come back into our eagle arms, crossing the right arm under the left arm this time. Keeping the feet hip width apart. On an exhale, bend your knees and sit back into an imaginary chair pose, shifting the weight into the heels. Now shift your weight into the left foot and cross the right thigh over the left. Hook the right foot behind the left calf, if possible, or keep the toes pointed towards the ground. Eagle pose. Keep the elbows lifted, feeling that broadening across the upper back. Keep the gaze steady and breath steady. Now listen carefully. Unravel the arms and legs, keeping the weight in the left foot. Engage your core, hinge forward at the hips, extending the right leg straight behind you. Warrior three. Keep your hips level and your torso parallel to the ground, and option to reach your arms forward alongside your ears. Flex your right foot, reaching through the heel, and create a straight line from your fingertips to your toes. Find a focal point for balance and breathe deep. Now bend your left knee, placing the right foot on the ground, feet 45-degree angle to the mat. Sweep the arms up overhead, warrior one. On an exhale, bring the hands down to the mat, framing that left foot, stepping back into a downward facing dog. Option to stay here or flow with me. Inhaling, plank pose. Exhale, chaturanga, hover. Lower to the belly. Inhale, cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog. Step both feet to the top of the mat, keeping them hip width apart. Standing forward fold. On an inhale, sweep the arms up overhead, bringing them down through prayer position by your sides, mountain pose. Again, find your base, setting up for garland pose. Sink the hips back and down. Again, the heels do not need to be on the ground, but you want to feel that you're pushing them down towards the ground. Keeping the hands in prayer, pushing the knees out, spine long, chest open, and breathe. This has always been a very difficult pose for me, but it gives such a good stretch where I need it most. Plant the hands on the ground, straighten the legs into a standing forward fold. And on an inhale, bend the knees, raise the arms up overhead, taking it into eagle arms, crossing the left under the right this time. And on an exhale, sink the hips back into a chair pose. Shift all your weight to the right foot, crossing the left thigh over the right and hooking the right foot behind the left calf if possible. Just go as far as you can today and listen to your body. Elbows lifted, strong quads, strong core. Find a focal point, keep breathing and find your balance. If you fall out of the pose, that's okay. Use your willpower and determination to try again. Now ground down through that right foot, unhooking arms and legs, hinge forward, bringing that left foot right behind you, and bringing the arms overhead, creating one long line from the heel of the left foot through the fingertips. Warrior 3. Find that focal point and keep breathing, keeping a micro bend in the right knee, grounding down through the right foot. Again, it's okay if you fall out, just don't quit. Come back and give it another try. Now bend into the right leg, placing the left foot down 45-degree angle. Sweep the arms overhead for Warrior 1. Keep the right knee stacked over the right ankle. Now on an exhale, bring the hands to frame the right foot, stepping back, downward facing dog. Option to stay here or flow with me. Inhaling plank, exhale chaturanga, lowering all the way to the belly. Inhale cobra, and exhale downward facing dog. Now step to the top of the mat, feet hip width apart into a standing forward fold, grounding through the feet. And on an inhale, bend the knees, lifting up to standing. Are you ready for a challenge today? Don't be afraid, just give it a shot. Find your way to the center of the mat, feet out wide, sinking the hips down, garland pose. From the squat position, bring your palms to the mat, shoulder width apart, fingers spread wide. Bend your elbows, placing your knees on the back of your upper arms. Shift your weight forward into your hands, engage your core, and if you can, lift your feet off the ground for crow pose. Now maybe you practice just shifting forward, putting a little bit of weight in your hands. Maybe you pick up one foot. Maybe you hover for just a second. Again, just do your best. This is a very challenging pose, but yoga is a practice, and every time you return to the mat, it's going to get a little bit better. Determination and willpower is about not giving up immediately when you don't see the results. It's about knowing that every time you come back, you're going to get just a little bit better than you were before. And bit by bit, you will gain mastery over what it is you wish to accomplish. And most importantly, you will gain mastery over yourself. and prove to yourself that you can do it, which leads to self-trust and ultimately self-confidence. Bring yourself to a tabletop position, knees out wide, big toes touching, and sink the hips back for a well-deserved rest in child's pose. Take this moment to reflect on all the improvements you made in your practice today. Inhale, come up to a tabletop position, tucking the toes under. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, bring the left foot up and back, stepping it between your hands, bringing the knee down, making a 90-degree angle, preparing for our pigeon pose. Keep your right leg extended behind you, hips square to the front of the mat. You can choose to stay elevated, which I personally prefer. I like to feel that stretch in the right hip flexor. But there's also an option to bend over the left leg, relaxing the head to the floor or on a block. Keep breathing deeply and enjoy the stretch. When you're ready, plant your hands into the mat, push through the palms, sending the hips up and back, downward facing dog. This time, reach the right leg up and back, stepping it between your hands, knee comes to the floor at a 90-degree angle and extending the left leg back. Pigeon pose, and again, option to stay elevated or to bring the forehead down to the mat or a block. Make sure the hips are square to the front of the mat and that you're not leaning to one side and opening that hip. Now we'll bring the weight all onto one side, swinging the legs in front. Come down to lie on your back. We will now be heading into a bridge pose. I'm choosing to do it supported today with a block. You can choose to do the same, or you can elevate into bridge pose just using the support of your hands, perhaps not holding as long. If you do have a block today, place it at the base of your spine. Breathe deep and try to relax into this pose as you feel your chest opening, as well as the spine extending. This is a restorative pose that can also help to calm the nervous system and relieve stress. If you are using a block, gently remove it and bring yourself to lie flat on your back, extending the legs out long. Before we settle into Shavasana, let's do one final twist to neutralize the spine. Hug the left knee into the chest and bring it across the right leg. Keep the shoulder blades grounded into the mat You can either gaze towards the ceiling or in the opposite direction to the knee that has been crossed over. With each exhale, release deeper into the stretch. Don't force anything, let it all happen naturally. Now bring the left knee back through center, giving it one last squeeze and release it to straight. Bringing in the right leg, squeezing it into the chest. And bringing it over the left leg, gazing towards the ceiling or in the opposite direction. Supine twist. This is my absolute favorite stretch for when my lower back is in pain. I will lay in this stretch until I feel a little pop in my back. Again, not forced. It just happens over time as I keep breathing and eventually release through that lower back. Bring that right leg back through center, give it a squeeze. Release both legs down, release the head, release the arms, surrender, and let's prepare for Shavasana. Bring your attention to your breath, noticing the natural rhythm of inhalation and exhalation. Now, starting from the crown of your head, bring awareness to each part of your body. From the head, through the neck, the chest, the arms, the abdomen, the hips, thighs, calves, all the way down to the tip of your toes. Notice any areas of tension or resistance, and with each exhale, release any tension you may be holding on to. Feel your body become lighter and more relaxed with each breath, sinking deeper into a state of calm and ease. Imagine yourself standing strong and steady in the face of all challenges that come in your way. See yourself overcoming these obstacles with unwavering determination and willpower. Visualize yourself achieving your goals and dreams, feeling a sense of accomplishment and fulfillment. Embrace this vision of success, knowing that you have the strength within you to make it a reality. Affirm, I embrace challenges as opportunities for growth and transformation, and I am resilient in the face of adversity. Take a moment to reflect on your practice today, setting clear intentions and committing to take inspired action towards your goals. Know that you are capable of achieving anything you set your mind to. This is where I will leave you for today. Thank you so much for joining me for this practice today. I hope it served you well. If you enjoyed it, please give this video a like and be sure to subscribe as we journey through all the different zodiac signs working on different aspects of ourselves, so that by the end of the zodiacal year, we will have improved each area of our lives. Please leave a comment below on how this practice felt for you today. I love you so much. Namaste.